Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today we've got a ZVZ for you between two players who play each other a lot. They're elite Zerg players, going to be Reynor versus Serral on Curious Minds. Bottom right we've got Serral, top left we've got Reynor. Alright man, so Reynor made a name for himself by beating Serral a couple of years ago in an elite tournament, and he has been giving Serral trouble ever since. So, Serral's studied up on Reynor, and now it's pretty much 50-50 split between these two players. So I have no idea who's going to win this match on Curious Minds, but hit that like button if you're excited to see who does. Alright, man. So, hatch first in it is Serral. It's much more of a risk in ZVZ than the other two matches, right? If you're getting proxy raxed by Terran, and you do throw it on a hatch first, you can survive. And if you're throwing down a hatch first versus Protoss or being cannon rushed, you can survive as well. But man, you better hope that it's not a 12 pool, because that is super duper hard to hold off if you're hatching first. So both players throwing down their spawning pools at the same time, and their hatcheries are at the same progression. So 16, 18, 17 here on Curious Minds. But they both don't know. I have no idea what the other player is doing. Drone scouting in a ZVZ? What's that? It'll put me too far behind economically to defeat my opponent. I don't know if that's true, but the professional players certainly do believe it. Anyway, what are we looking at here? What is it? What is the play here today from these two dudes? Well, again, they know each other exceptionally well. They know their timings. I mean, they don't know what the builds they're opening with are, but they understand each other's timings. They know the likelihood somebody's going for Mutalisks versus somebody's going to go for like a big roach attack. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to see what is what from both of these players. Again, hit that like button. This helps the YouTube algorithm know that I'm here. If you want to support me at Patreon, it's patreon.com/FalconPaladin. Starts at $1 a month. And then additionally, if you want to support me here on YouTube directly, you can by hitting the join button down below. Or there should be a link in the description that you can click to support me directly that way. Sometimes the join button doesn't show up if you're like on an iPhone or an iMac or in Safari or something like that. So check it out, dude. Both players go for the third base. Again, they're blind. At this stage? Oh, no, they both know. They both know about the other one's third base timing now. So they both take a big sigh of relief, right? They're like, oh, okay, good. So that they're doing the exact same build that I am. That's fine. Not going to be a problem. Both players getting Baneling Nest at exactly the same time. Both players getting Speed at exactly the same time. I mean, these players are doing the exact same gosh darn build. Are they even knocking down? No. So Serral, the one difference here is he's knocked down his unbuildable plates, whereas Reynor doesn't care about that. Link tried to poke it and see what's what. A bit of a wall up at the front here from Reynor, and same thing here, honestly, from Serral. Both players putting their Baneling Nests in the same place. Imitation is the finest form of flattery, is what they always say. Ooh, Evolution Chamber from Reynor indicates we're going for, I'm going to guess, a Roach upgrade here. It's not usual. Okay, an Evolution Chamber from Serral, too, a little bit later. And Reynor's ahead on economy at the same time. Again, Reynor's economy skills are just absolutely through the roof. So who's going to make a Baneling here? Who's going to make a Baneling first? Because Banelings are needed defensively. And also very good offensively. Okay, so Reynor makes one. It is. It's going to be a missile attack upgrade here from Reynor. And Serral, what's he going to do with his is the question. So I don't think anyone's going to Ling Flood. Both players getting one Baneling. For defensive purposes. Serral's is back home. So yeah, I mean, at this point, they're both getting Roach Warren. They're both getting the +1 missile attack. This is as even as a build is ever going to get between two players at a ZVZ. This is crazy how similar this is. Like, a lot of the time this happens with Protoss and PvP and with Terran and TVT, but not as common to have exactly the same build order in a ZVZ. Zerglings try to get in for a scout. They do see the Roach Warren. They see the Evolution Chamber jiggling. They know there's a queen here, etc., etc. So they have that information, but nobody's been able to get a straight-up look into the other person's main base. But you know what? You see the Roach Warren, you see the Evolution Chamber. You know what's going on. You know what the other players are doing. They're doing what you're doing. So 3 Roaches begin from Serral. Reynor trying to squeeze more workers out. He's got 51 to 44 workers on the advantage right now. Look at this. He's slowly getting an economic advantage here over Serral, and Serral might be in trouble. He might be playing a little bit too safe here, and Reynor is really taking some chances by not making any roaches yet, continuing to drone up. He's got, look at that worker advantage, 60 to 56, continuing to get there. He's made 0 roaches so far, and Serral made 3, but that's put him behind in the economic battle. Both players' lairs are coming in. Okay, so now Reynor making some roaches. Again, with that worker advantage, Zergling comes in for the scout. Can't get in the main. Its corpse slides up the ramp into the main, but can't quite get it in there. Okay, so roaches are like silly banelings. Tricks are for kids. So roach count currently at 5 to 5. So yeah, Reynor squeezed out a few more workers, although he only has the 1 worker advantage. He did have... Man, how's he doing that? I don't know how he has such a better economy right now. I really don't. The income... The workers number is basically even. This is weird. That banelings connect. Defend? Any workers die there? No workers have died so far. 4th base is now on the way from Reynor. Let's see if Serral's going to do one for his 4th. Or if he goes for more of a timing attack. Roach count, 12 to 11. But 10 on the way from Reynor, only 5 on the way from Serral here. Both players going for the +2 missile attack. Both getting real glial reconstitution now. Here at 6.5 minutes. If you're not 130 supply... and +2 attack on the way for your roaches in a ZVZ, what are you even doing with your life? Reynor's actually getting a safety spine, which will help in an engagement where your enemy has as many roaches as you do. Just having a spine is extra defense enough there. It's not going to help you against like overwhelming forces, but you know, that's what static defense is all about. Serral's getting his 4th base now, but man, Reynor's is over 50% complete right now, so that's not working out for Serral either. So here comes the Roach Ravager attack. This is why you have Overlords up. If you're whoever you are, if you're Serral, if you're Reynor, because the ability to kill Overlords is reserved for Queens, Hydras, Mutas, and Corruptors in this game, in this matchup. So yeah, having Overlords for scouting purposes it's so much better than it is in the other matchups because, you know, you're scouting Overlord, you're scouting Overseer is largely just going to die because Terran and Protoss have much better answers to stuff like that. Whereas Queens have to stay on creep. Are you going to tech into Hydras? Not at this stage of the game. Maybe you go for Mutas, and that's the one time that your Overlords being spread across the map is kind of bad. Because then the Mutalisks, oh, nice snipe on that Overlord, will take them down. Like that Corrosive Bile did. I forgot to mention you Ravagers. I didn't mention you guys at all. I'm sorry for that. Totally should have. Tunneling Claws on the way from Serral. And Aspire's coming in from Reynor. So this is where we diverge, right? Serral investing, definitely investing more. Oh, did he scout that with that Overseer? He did! No, that's a Spore. That's the Spire that he scouts. Okay, regardless, he gets it. Overseer does manage to make it away with the information that he has gleaned here today for the Overmind. Hydralisk down on the way from Serral. Now, a good answer to Mutalisks is gonna be Fungal combined with Hydralisks. So we'll see. We'll see if we get Hydras. It's 11 Mutas on the way. So like these are, wow. Serral has a clump of Overlord. He needs to get them home. He knows. He knows when he needs to start running them home. Yeah, this is just a bad rally is what this is. So this is where Serral says, you invested a ton in the Mutalisks. Let me try to kill you real quick before the Mutas pop out. Serral knows the timing. So when the Mutas are going to pop, and they're not here to help yet, and there they go. They start helping, but it takes him a while to kill roaches, but Reynor's army is just okay. He's doing fine. He had enough dudes down there. Cause problems. 13 Hydras on the way from Serral. Usually this turns into Lurker Hydra Viper. But maybe just having Hydras to deal with this relatively small number of Mutas is not a terrible thing to do. Gosh, there's that burrow move. Ah, that burrow is so good. Burrow is so good. Baneling Roach drop here from Serral. Okay. Roach drop from Serral. That's going to be another Roach drop, trying to find somewhere to get some work done. Serral getting some absolute fantastic harassment done. You'd think the player who was going for Mutalisks, that would work out for them. This Dropper Lord is not finding anything whatsoever. Dude, that burrow is so sick. Okay, so this Dropper Lord is going to die. That represents something of an investment for Serral for sure. And then Serral's like, we're back. We're back, baby. Back for more. Upgrades are +2 attack for both. +1 Carapace for Serral. +1 Carapace is on the way for Reynor, but it's not here yet. And Hydra's providing extra DPS against these roaches is really good. Hydras are class cannons, but if they could sit behind roaches that are tanking for them... Oh, look at this. These mutas come in. No, say the Hydras. Absolutely not. That is not happening, my friend. And Reynor's going to lose his third base straight up. Yep. Dead. That is beautiful. I mean, this has been... Roach Hydra, ever since they made Hydras viable by giving them speed and range, this has been really good in ZVZ. Roaches in front, Hydras in back. Bro, move. Oh, there's an Overseer. Dead. Hydras in back, not taking hits from the roaches. If you try to go pure Hydra versus enemy roach, the roaches will kill them too quickly. They're glass cannons. The Hydras will melt. But if they can sit behind a nice wall of roaches that are tanking for them, especially if they have that +1 carapace, that's great. That's really good. Hydras, that's exactly what they're built for, is sitting behind something else, doing damage and not taking damage. So, what is this all about? So, a little roach attack from Reynor. He's doing all right. 9 drones have died for Reynor. 1 has died for Serral. But Reynor joining the party here. The Hydras have arrived. He's got his own Ravagers, though. Reynor does, trying to connect on some of these Crucibles. I think he hit a roach there. That's not too bad. Serral doesn't want to go up a ramp against an enemy, whatever, any kind of an enemy, right? Ooh, Lurker down on the way from Serral, and Reynor losing that third base. Massive hit. Massive hit his economy, as we can see right there. We're still kind of engaging over here a little bit. Mutas trying to get into the fourth base of Serral, but there is a spore, and spores, as we all know, do bonus versus biological, which makes them extra good in ZVZ. They're still good in ZVT. They're still good in ZVP, but look at that. That just killed a Mutalisk. It was already injured, but it took like 3 hits to kill that thing. Yeah, pull back to the Spore. Again, we're just Roach ravaging our way in the middle here. This Mutalisk attack is making things interesting anyway. We got a Burrow Roach. I love the animation of Burrow Roaches moving. Just reminds me of, like, what is it? Like caterpillars kind of moving across the ground, but they're under the ground, but it's the same kind of motion. Scrunch, 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 right? Mutas are taking out extractors, which, you know, slowing down the gas income of your opponent is pretty good, especially if, you know, I don't know, they want to go Hydralisks and Lurkers, which are very gas intensive for sure. Dude, Reynor might just be caught with his pants down here. If he doesn't have Lurkers, if he doesn't have Lurker Hydra Viper, then he's just dead. Like, Lurker Hydra Viper is the ultimate ZVZ composition that if you don't have it, you just kind of die. So, yeah, if I had to choose, I would think that Serral's got this game won based on where we are right now. Yeah, he's lost some workers. Yeah, the mutas are being really annoying. Repositioning the Spore might not be a terrible idea. But, yeah, Seismic Spine's coming in. There's not even a Hydralisk den. We've seen games like this between these two players in the past where it's been Reynor who's gotten to Lurker Hydra Viper first. And Serral's late on it, and he just tries to, I don't know, go for ultras, and it doesn't go well. He dies. So I love this for him, actually. He's getting to it first. Reynor's getting a hive. Yeah, maybe. Oh, nice Roach sneak attack here from Reynor down here at the third base of Serral. But the Lurkers are like, no, you're not doing this. Get out. And I mean, Crucibles are pretty good against Lurkers, but once they have the Adaptive Talons upgrade, they can move out of the way pretty quickly. Big Reynor just getting shoved away as he tries to engage into this base. Not happening. And the single Lurker harass, which works for every matchup, but especially against Terran and Zerg. Yeah, man, there is a Lurker in here somewhere. Did he just... Oh, he's repositioned himself. He's got 6 kills. Not bad. He's very dead. It's 140 to 115 army supply, though. This is not good. This is 2-2 upgrades to the Roaches and Hydras and Lurkers. It's only +2 attack and +1 armor for Reynor. He doesn't have any Lurkers of his own to deal with this. I think Reynor just completely is getting out-teched right now. He needs to reburrow some of these Roaches. They're very injured. Or maybe try to turn them out. Ooh, nice Corrosive Vial hits. Really, really good. But again, this base is going to die. Reynor can't save it. He recognizes that. He's letting it die for the second time today. And losing 2 bases in a ZVZ when you don't kill any of your enemy's bases is pretty bad. 2 Lurkers go down to Corrosive Vial, though. That's pretty amazing stuff here from Reynor. He's doing what he can against a Lurker. It's actually Lurker Hydra, no Viper, actually. Vipers are now on the way from Serral. He's a little bit late on it, but yeah, I mean, Blinding Cloud on your enemy is pretty amazing. These Corrosive Vials are getting some work done, though. Another Roach attack from Reynor into the third base of Serral. He hasn't lost this base yet, but he's lost a lot of drones at it. There are 0 workers on the minerals at this third base at this point, and there's... Oh, they're burrowed. Oh, that was cute. I didn't even see them down there. Nice. Burrow. Good spell. Good spell, Burrow is. Good upgrade. You should definitely get it if you're playing Zerg. You can definitely afford it. All right, so yeah, I think Serral's got this thing. I know Reynor has a bigger army right now and has a better economy. He just doesn't have the right tech for this. It's just, you can't. I've never seen an Elite Zerg player defeat Lurker Hydra Viper without having Lurker Hydra Viper themselves. Reynor's trying. He's really doing his very, very best here, but the roaches are just, no. The roaches are not, oh, okay, unless they try to wander through Roachville and get acids to death. The acid spray attack here. Acid, I forget what it's called on the roaches, but it's definitely an acid attack that they have. Spitting acid on your enemy is a pretty metal way to fight, I think. Not that I'm an expert on what metal is exactly, but, you know, whatever. He's fine. Yeah, he's just... The answer to this is going to be Corrosive Bob, but... Oh, this roach group. This roach group having a bad time, but killing a Hydralisk, killing another Hydralisk. Wandering into Lurker Spines, never great, but just running. Oh, there was a pause right there. That's terrible for both players. Lurker attacking Reynor's third. This third base of Reynor's has just been absolutely targeted by Serral this entire game so far. That Lurker gets killed by the acid attack of the roaches. Some of these dudes escape. It's 128 to 130 total supply. Even Steven. I keep waiting to see if Reynor's going to attack into Lurkers himself, but you know what? If Reynor wins this thing without making Lurkers, it will be the first time I've ever seen it, honestly. It will be. The ZVZ matchup is very weird that way. He's got the Vipers, okay. I mean, all right, he's abducting Lurkers with it to try to make the composition Hydra Viper, which not as good as Hydra Lurker Viper, it turns out. So maybe Reynor's trying to metagame this thing a little bit. He's going for his own Hydralisk Den, so maybe not. Maybe he's going to try for it. He recognizes he needs his own Lurkers, but he just recognized it so late. I don't know what he was... He was just trying to make it work with Ravagers, and he was. He definitely was making it work with Ravagers. To the extent here that Serral hasn't been able to expand. He's killed this third base twice, but he hasn't been able to take a fifth base of his own. He's thinking about it. He's trying to take this one here. Abducting Ravagers at this point, sure. I mean, there aren't any Lurkers to abduct. That's what would be happening here from Serral, but man, Blinding Cloud in a situation like this is pretty good. Reynor tries to go for another attack at the fourth base of Serral. No, that gets shut down as we are leaving enough of a force behind to deal with that. Both players are working on +3 missile attack. Reynor's is ahead, though. Not having any Lurkers against enemy Lurkers is a problem, but having an upgrade advantage is not a bad thing. Whoa! Is he just going to come in here? That seems like a terrible idea, and he recognizes that backs out. Blinding Cloud was covering a bunch of his units, too. So that's not good. Hydralisk Speed on the way from Reynor. He's already had Glio Reconstitution for some time. That upgrade looks very similar because it is speed for two kind of similar units, I would say. Yeah, this one Lurker. This is a 10 kill Lurker down here. Barrel hasn't got all of his kills up this way, but you know, gosh, he repositions against the Spore. Just weakens a bunch of these Hydras, so in future engagements, they're not as healthy. Lurkers getting some big-time spines off, but the concave is real for Reynor. He just snuck a sneak attack in. Spores killing the Overseers. Oh, that's bad. Losing your Overseers to Spores like that when you're fighting against Lurkers is horrible. Now he has to get out. He could have maybe engaged against these burrowed Lurkers, but not well. I guess he has a new Overseer here, but that was amazing. That was fantastic. 143 to 120 total supply. Serral sucking more energy off for his Vipers, but not a ton. He doesn't want to kill it. And there's your Lurker Den. Reynor's trying to get there. He's really doing his best. I mean, look. I've made this argument before. Blinding Cloud goes down on a bunch of these Hydras. They got to get out. The Overseer's dead. Oh, the Overseers all get sniped. That's such a sick play. Sick play from Serral. But yeah, I made this complaint before, but I really feel like Changelings, in order to be more stinky, like they should at least in a ZVZ have speed on the Lings. Having slow Lings be your spies is dumb. Nobody has slow Lings at this stage of the game. I mean, sometimes I do. If I'm in a ZVZ or not planning on making Lings, I just want to go for like an early roach attack. I don't get speed for the Lings, and then I make Lings later and they're slow and they're bad, and I'm like, ah, crap. That was bad. That was really, really bad stuff. But these guys don't do that. They get speed. So speed for lings, speed for changelings would just be so much better. Like speed for zealots too. Yes. Get speed for zealots if you're using them against Protoss, so they at least look like they're moving the right speed. Serral sharking around. He's got his army split up in a couple places now, top side, bottom side. This army not doing anything, as Reynor does manage to get a 5th base up. I don't think he has the wherewithal to save it. 5th base of Serral getting that gas, which he definitely needed a lot of. Yeah, Reynor, he's on the back foot. It's going to take some kind of crazy Gosu level StarCraft 2 maneuver here in order for him to win this game. I just don't feel it for him. Serral is everywhere. Serral has the right comp. Reynor's making his own lurkers now. Is it enough, though? I don't know. Looks like he can hold this attack at least. Yeah, he's got his own lurkers, but they don't have the seismic spine upgrade, which means they're outranged by Serral's lurkers. Serral's smelling blood a little bit here. He's like, I don't want you to get in. I really don't want you to get into lurker tech with me. Oh, another base. That's it, man. Reynor's at 3 bases. Serral's at 5 with a 6th base coming up. I mean, this is how we do it in ZVZ, ladies and gentlemen. The blinding cloud getting tossed down on both sides. The range of the lurkers is bigger, and GG! Serral is your winner in this amazing 21-minute ZVZ. Absolutely fantastic ZVZ. I like it. Sometimes I get a little bit bored of ZVZs because the Roach Ravager period is too long, or the Lurker Hydra Viper stage lasts for like 15 minutes, and then I'm like, it's just endless abducts, and nobody's actually getting ahead. But this was good. This was Serral being super active on the map. He killed the 3rd base twice. He killed the 5th base once. He got in and killed drones and stuff. 39 drones died for Reynor, 23 for Serral. I mean, Reynor did his attacks with traditional, more Roach-style stuff. Although Serral did get Burrow Roach stuff into some of these bases, including the main ones. That was pretty good. But yeah, end of the day, Serral just got to Lurker Hydra Viper faster than Reynor was able to get to it. And that is just really, really hard to come back from in a ZVZ. Like, I don't care who you are. Could Serral beat me if I had Lurker Hydra Viper and he had nothing but roaches? Yes, absolutely. No question. But against somebody as good as Serral is when you're in Reynor's position, it's just really not happening. Like I said, if Reynor can win this game after not being on the right comp at the 15-minute mark, it's difficult. He went for the Muta stuff. It didn't really pay off. It got scouted is the problem. Got scouted early. And sure, an extractor died here, an extractor died here. Some drones died. But the Mutas didn't really pay for themselves in a way that Reynor needed them to. Didn't set Serral back far enough. If that makes any sense. Anyway, that was good. I mean, that was a really, really good ZVZ. But from these two players, honestly, what else do you expect? You expect the best, and you get the best. Amazing stuff. All right, that was good. That was a really, really good game. Hope you enjoyed it. That's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.